Hi, everybody. Come on in. It's Kevin O'Malley, Wilsonville Chamber of Commerce CEO, and I am super proud today to be joined with Darcey McAllister from HRT Northwest. It's not Northwest. It is Northeast, Northwest. All right,
Northwest.
I'm going to do it over again. I always think of just HRT, and it came out Northwest, sort of. Morning, everybody. This is Kevin O'Malley, your Wilsonville Chamber of Commerce CEO, and we are super excited today to be sharing with you some great tips on productivity for remote workers, a very important topic right now when we deal with COVID-19. And we're proud to have with us one of our great members, our subject matter expert, Darcey McAllister from HRT Northwest. Welcome, Darcey.
Hi, everybody.
So we have a tip sheet that Darcey's been kind enough to share, but we thought that not everybody always has time to go through it. We should hit a couple highlights and hear from a human resource strategy expert. Darcey, one of the things that really jumped out to me, there's a lot of great tips here, and I encourage everybody to look at it, is about over-communicate. You know, often we're told that we can't communicate too much, but what do you mean by over-communicate when it comes to remote workers and productivity, please? Give us an example one.
So we are getting lots of questions around setting up parameters for people who may not have ever worked from home. And one of the things that we normally see is that the people go to work from home, but you get busy, and so therefore everybody's working in a tunnel or a hole. And so we encourage people to over-communicate, ensuring that employees can't go dark, that you are ensuring you attend all scheduled meetings or schedule extra meetings, not that that's the most productive thing, but also making sure that you're available and are communicating with your employees, because while it may feel to you that you're micromanaging them or something, to them, it's just going to feel like, yeah, you're trying to keep us part of the team and keep us focused.
Okay. And you had a suggestion regarding a daily summary. Share with us a little bit about that. That seemed really spot on.
Yeah, I have a client who gave me this idea, and basically what it is either at the beginning of the day, everybody puts in their case, they use Slack, but you could do it in Teams or you could do it in email of here's what I've worked on today and here's what I plan on working on tomorrow. And that, in some sense, gives some accountability because people actually have to say what they've accomplished for the day. But it also helps everybody on the team knowing what everybody else is doing so they can identify where they're duplicating efforts or where things might fall through the cracks or there needs to be some discussion because people are working across purposes. It's a really great tool.
That's perfect. And you mentioned Slack Teams, maybe for a quick second. There's a lot of technology for somebody who, one of our members who maybe hasn't offered remote there. When you think about using technology for remote purposes, do you have any particular favorites that you recommend?
No, what I would suggest is this is not the time to introduce new technology if you can avoid it, because there's so much change, but you should be very clear as to how you expect people to communicate. So this client I was talking about that uses Slack, they live and breathe via Slack. And so that's what they use and how they communicate. Other people will have to use email because that's their preferred method, but make sure that everybody on your team agrees as to which method of communication is preferred.
Okay. So we've had as a member benefit here for a long time at the Chamber that we have Zoom conference software that we use for our committee members to be able to remote in and our board members and the like. In your experience, does the Zoom, which you can set up as a free account, is that reasonably okay tool, an easy tool for people to use to call a meeting together?
Absolutely. I mean, I love Zoom, and that's a really good option. The one thing I would say about video conferencing, I would encourage people to use video conferencing, but it does tend to slow down the drain on your website. And so you evaluate for your teams whether it's going to be effective or not.
Yeah, you got to have a good internet connection.
Yeah.
When you think about working remote, particularly for those that haven't done it very much, and we're only really a week into this remote working and COVID-19, if in fact it goes 3 to 6 months, as some of the experts are saying, how do you try and insulate against isolation? What can you start doing now to kind of lay the groundwork for that?
So a couple of things. So first of all, make sure, like I said previously, make sure you're available. and that you're setting up teams, or setting up team touch points. But another thing that I was encouraging people to do in my tips is to maintain a usual schedule. So if you know that your employees are all on supposed to start at 8 a.m., make sure everybody's online at 8 a.m. and is working. Because that will help people stay focused and maintain it will help prevent them not getting quite so sidetracked by whatever it might be happening in their home.
Okay, so regular schedule, start, stop, and even if there were normal staff meeting times or whatever, try to still keep to that schedule.
Correct. And the other thing is if, for instance, if you know you have 2 employees who every day go for coffee at 10 a.m., encourage them to set up a conference link, go grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and have their conversation via.
Awesome. That's great.
I also have a client who is, it's hard to do with more than 3 or 4 people, but they're having beers at the end of every day. You know, they sit down and grab a beer and talk about their day. And it's one way of ensuring that people stay in touch in terms of more of a team environment rather than just a work environment.
And again, folks, we have tip sheet. You can reach out to Darcey at HRTNorthwest.com. We'll put her information in the comment section. And Darcey, we appreciate you taking time today. And people can certainly reach out to you at any time, normal business hours, to ask questions and see how your firm might help them with some HR strategies. Correct?
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity, Kevin.
You bet.
Stay safe and healthy, everybody.
Amen to that. Thanks, everyone.